Hey, it's head coach Ross with the ATACX Gym, street warrior in Njia Uhuru. Njia Uhuru is a Swahili term referring to our fighting system, my family's fighting system. It means the way of freedom. Njia Uhuru has as its root the African fighting system of CAPOEIRA, of which the Portuguese mispronounce as capoeira, and which none of the cardio capoeira Brazilians are teaching the correct system, but only I am. And I teach that with the spirituality, etc., so on and so forth. We'll get into that a little bit later. But what I wanted to bring with you today is some of the issues that that allow me to freestyle real quick. You know, I have my phones in my hands. All right. One of the issues that came about while I was out here doing my seminar. There is a private seminar for a select group of people who asked me to come out here and do this for them, and I'm in the midst of doing this. Had a break. We had a break in the seminar, and I was going to go get my protein bars when a discussion happened at the facility, the health food facility that sold the protein bars. In this discussion, Colin Kaepernick came up. Okay, Colin Kaepernick, for those who don't know, is the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers happens to be my favorite American football team. Now, Colin Kaepernick came into controversy just a few days ago in the news because he refused to stand for the Star-Spangled Banner. Of course, Twitter went off and a whole bunch of conservative yahoos who don't know anything went off. But more importantly, a bunch of people who are actually good people, decent people, middle of the road, you know, largely white Americans, were also incensed with Colin, and quite a few of them were actually at the health food spot that I was at, and all of them, to a man and woman, several women and 2 children, were disparaging Colin, Mr. Kaepernick, and they were saying, hey, you know what, he's tripping, da-da-da-da. Okay, well, actually he wasn't. Since none of you actually are going to go and get a book to do your research, I decided to take advantage of modern technology and tell you where I'm getting my sources from and my information from, so you can go check it yourself. I hope you can see this. Can you see this? Can the camera show this? It's showing the Star-Spangled Banner, Wikipedia, Star-Spangled Banner, Wikipedia. You Google it, Wikipedia, and look for the Star-Spangled Banner, the full text of the verse. The full text of the verse, okay? If you do that, you will read the following at the end of the 3rd verse of the Star-Spangled Banner. Yes, there's more than one verse. The end of the 3rd verse reads as follows: no refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. And the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph doth wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. So yes, folks, the Star-Spangled Banner celebrates slaughtering and the death of Africans who refuse to be slaves. Also, there is an entire history behind it that most of us have forgotten or never knew, and I'm going to give you that information right now. The Star-Spangled Banner was written by Francis Key. Boy, they just like calling me today. You know, was written by Francis Key. I'm going to check to make certain that you guys have access to this information as I'm saying this. I don't want to go off of the top of the head with things I know to be true and you can't confirm it for yourself. But I just checked, and yes, you can. Let me see. Yes, you can. It says right here that the Star-Spangled Banner was written by Francis Scott Key about the Battle of Fort McHenry in Baltimore during the War of 1812. Okay, now many of you don't remember that the War of 1812 was a war of aggression started by the United States against Britain in their attempt to take Canada from Britain. And Britain kicked the living crap out of us. They beat the crap out of the United States. And the main reason why they beat the United States so thoroughly that they overran Washington, D.C. and set the White House on fire. The reason why they did this sending your boy Alexander Hamilton into top flight sprint mode from his throne, as it were, is because they made a specific practice of cultivating friendly relations with the black populace in the United States, which was already enslaved or fighting slavery. The reason why this is so vitally important to you, and why it's so incredibly important to me, and why it's so vibrantly necessary for our conversation, is because during this war, the British made it a point to recruit those Africans who had especially freed themselves from the clutches of slavery. Most of those Africans were practitioners of what's called Mantu. Mantu meaning the African fighting systems. And in particular, the British were looking to recruit those who practice the art that is spoken in English, known in English as knocking and kicking. Knocking like you're knocking at a door, and kicking like you're kicking. Okay? Well, guess what? Knocking and kicking is the English terminology for capoeira, the same art that the Brazilians and the Portuguese mispronounced as capoeira. If it wasn't for those warriors and those people, my family wouldn't have the art that we have. And if my family didn't have the art that we have, I wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. See how history really isn't history? It's vibrant and it's alive. As long as you breathe, history is alive, because you are making history with every breath that you take, and so am I. And we are making history together, and our children will as well, etc., so on and so forth. So, Francis Scott Key, the writer of the Star-Spangled Banner, was actually a slave owner himself who reveled in the deaths of the Africans who heroically fought for freedom in the United States and achieved it by strength of arms. And then used those same skills to protect Britain and their holdings in Canada from the aggression of the military of the United States of America, which was also seeking to enforce slavery upon the Africans around and in British Canada. Now, don't get it twisted. Britain is not our friend. Britain was initiating slavery before America was. We know this. Britain only used this approach in 1812 because she had just got her butt kicked in Jamaica by practitioners of the same fighting system. Look it up. Google Queen Inyabingi. Queen Inyabingi, also known as Ngolo Tatame or Tatame. She was the hidden queen, she of the lightnings, whose husband was Cujo, the very same famous name Cujo that Stephen King used for his dog. Yeah, Cujo, the incredible warrior who repeatedly defeated the British in engagement after engagement after engagement, outsmarting them and outfighting them, only to be upstaged by his wife, Queen Inyabingi, aka Ngolo Tatame. These warriors were the first to actually engage the Empire of Britain, defeat them, and compel Britain to come to the peace table and sign a treaty that these warriors, Queen Inyabingi and Cujo, dictated entirely in terms to the British. So the British already had a direct experience with these warriors, and guess what? These warriors, Inyabingi and Cujo, I had to hit my pose for you. They also practiced the fighting system of my ancestors, the fighting system that I modernized and updated into Njia Uhuru, and which I'll be teaching and showing to the public, not only on my website here, on the YouTube here, and I want you to like and hit that like sign and that subscription sign so we can keep it coming this way, so I can keep bringing you free information. But also go to my website where I have tons of exclusive video and tons of exclusive written data that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. And you gotta go to my blogger, ATACX on Blogger. ATACX Capoeira. And my blog is called Capoeira That Works. Let me say it again, Capoeira That Works. It's on blogger.com. Okay? In that blogger is the world's the world's most comprehensive combination of scientific data proving the real history of the African fighting systems, especially that which my family uses as its root, which is CAPOEIRA, and combined with all of the Mantu, the African Mantu meaning the war arts of Africa, and the diaspora. That diaspora is everywhere outside of Africa. We combined it all into the hybrid art that it originally was, and we updated it, and we're applying it here. That history, that information is in detail on my blogs, along with the true history of Brazil, Belgium, and all the other countries from Europe and Asia and Africa, that tells the human saga, tells our story honestly, without the political mumbo jumbo and the crap and manipulations that you get from the Brazilian policies and the whoever else policies. They're lying to you. I'm telling you the truth, and I'm giving you my sources, just like I'm showing you here, so that you can fact check me. If you disagree with me, or hell, you just want to check out to see if I'm telling you the truth, look at what I'm doing. Check out the web, check out the blogs, check out the websites, and follow the citations and the information and the sources that I give you here. Okay? Bringing us right back to Mr. Kaepernick and Mr. Key, the writer of the Star-Spangled Banner. Most of you didn't even know what I was telling you just now. Most of you, who are largely people of good character and good intention and goodwill, believed off top, without doing an ounce of your own research, that Kaepernick was tripping. He was wrong to do what he said he was doing, which was not standing for the Star-Spangled Banner. Well, I haven't been doing it since I was 7 years old. I stopped standing for the Star-Spangled Banner when I became aware of this information back when I was 7. None of you did your research. I did when I was 7. So now the real question is this. Now that you know the real facts, are you going to change your behavior? Are you going to continue to stand for the Star-Spangled Banner? Even more so, are you going to spread this information to your friends, your family, in your circle, so that they are informed? Because they're probably good people too, like you, who have been not only misinformed, but deliberately miseducated by the American and the international European education system, who has it in the most for people of my color, but don't like people who aren't rich either, no matter what your color is. And it's really not a fan of women, no matter how rich you are. So, that's the real question. That's the real issue. And an equally important issue is, are you going to hit that like button on this video and that subscribe button for my YouTube channel? Because we need you to do that. We need as many likes and as much subscription as we can so that we can help pay the bills. That's how we pay the bills around here. Share this video, like it, favorite it, give it to your friends, put it on Facebook, on Google+, on Twitter, or whatever else your social media. All right? If you're mad at me, great. Leave a comment on in the description box, in the comment box. Looking forward to talking to you. If you agree with me, great. Leave a comment in the comment box. Go check out my website, ATACX Street Warrior Capoeira, googlesites.com. Tons of video that's exclusive there that I can't put up on YouTube. Tons of information that I can't put up on YouTube because its nature is too comprehensive. I have an international following all over the place. Thailand, Indonesia, Brazil, South Africa. Some of the things I say and recommend that you do may not hold well in your locale. So that's why I'm real careful about saying these type of things on YouTube. But on my website, I can get into it in a long form and actually dovetail and tailor the technique specifically to your locale. You need that information. You need that information. All right? So, thank you for taking the time to watch us and listen to me. Okay, I hope you learned something good today, and I hope you spread this information to your friends. All right? It's Head Coach Ross of ATACX Street Warrior in CAPOEIRA. Asante sana. Ashe. Have a great day.